It's good to see. It's really good to be doing this. This is a cool moment in the middle of a really strange time for me. But I wanted to start, and I want to say, first of all, that whole place that we were just at, where you're like, I can't believe, oh, these guys are really fucking good. I'm about to break that streak. So,
Oh, shit.
so like,
I've broken that streak at, some people would say, at every show they've ever been to for, I mean, my whole career. They've been like, well, the opener was cool, the middle guy sucked, it was great. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, Aiden, I just want to really quickly, Aiden, your song was amazing. I felt like when I was listening to it, it was something that would have come on my Discover Weekly playlist on Spotify, and that I would have saved to a playlist and like listened to, and would have become part of the canon of the music that I listened to.
Oh,
that was
cool.
like that was right in my strike zone. That was awesome, man. That was really cool. And then Dan, just like the proficiency on yours is just awesome to hear. Somebody that's played in bands and it's crazy. Like I opened for Nathaniel Ratliff. I didn't really make it, dude. That's awesome. And that was an awesome song. And so in doing in talking about all that stuff, I think I'm gonna do something different here. I just like you guys said, like Aiden said, choosing between doing a song that I feel really good about, something that is like a staple of my catalog, versus something that I'm working on. I'm gonna do something where, all right, I'm just gonna join. It's gonna get heavy for a second, but I promise that I don't want to take this into a heavy place. Before I get heavy, I want to ask Kevin. You asked this earlier. You mentioned this earlier, and I actually just want to know the answer to this question. If you were in our shoes, if you were doing this right now, what song would you play?
I think it would depend on the like what I wanted out of it, I do understand the school of thought that's like playing something that's like half done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To be like, what do I do here? But I also understand that we have like 15 minutes a person. So it's hard to like, it's not like we can sit down and like, we're like spending all day in a songwriting workshop, which would be great, but that's not the nature of this. So I should answer you. If I always feel like, for better or for worse, if the aliens came and they were like, play me one song, I would probably play Brother's Blood.
Okay. That's what
I
I
don't
figured.
know that it means it's my favorite song I've ever written. I don't know if someone said like, what do you do? I'd be like, I do this. You know what I mean? And because I feel like that's a song where all of the little pieces of what I do are somewhat represented in that song.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the right one to pick.
Thank you.
Just in my opinion, obviously.
Well, listen, you can tell the aliens.
I don't know if you've ever, but
Who's gonna play Brother's Blood? Shut the fuck up in the last part. Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna get heavy for a second. So the last time we did this, it was January 26th.
Yes.
3 days later, my dad suddenly died of a heart attack.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Thank you, and I don't say that to because I don't want to make it heavier. I just, this is where this is coming from, and I like, it's part of what I'm about to do. So it's the reality of it. He was my best friend, like just a disproportionately large part of my life. And, I'm obviously having a really hard time right now.
Of course.
I remember the night that it happened. Just to say this, I didn't know where. The night it happened, I was in bed with my girlfriend, and I was it was all the chaos of the people coming in and out of the house, and I just felt felt all of the chaos in my heart and in my head and everything. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just shut the fuck up for a second. And I put on Alabama Acres and listened to it one time on my phone with her. And that was just a very vividly memorable part of that first day that I think in this opportunity that I had to talk to you would just say thank you for that, because that, like, I don't know. But moving forward, it's been really tough. And a couple of weeks ago, I was having I just had a moment, and I was like, I knew that I had this coming out, and I was like, the only thing that makes me feel good right now is creative output. And I don't know, I sat down, I had a beer, and I don't know, I just wanted to feel good. I just wanted to feel happy. And I've never painted anything in my life, and this will be indicative of the quality of the song that you're about to hear, but I painted this. I don't know, I was on one, and I was feeling it. So I painted this, and that, I don't know.
You've never painted anything in your life?
I've never painted a single thing in my entire life.
Wow. Okay. I would not. That would not be work. I would. It would be a stick figure if that were me. But so.
It was the first thing I ever painted in my life, and I was just sitting there. I was sitting there with my guitar, and I wasn't really trying to do anything. I think more. I was just wanting to get out the way that I felt.
Yes.
And I just started writing and fucking around with my guitar and seeing what happened. And I put together this thing that I'm about to play that is completely unfinished. I only have one verse, and I'm gonna repeat it twice. So I need to write the second verse, but just for the structure of the song, I'll repeat the one verse I have right now. I don't know if those lyrics are gonna stay. I don't know. This is truly, I don't know if this is a song, but it was fun, and it brought me immense joy, and it felt like it was the one thing that I don't know, it just reminded me that this thing that I do, that we all do, that all of us do, is there when we need it. And so so that's cool. And so here it is. I'm sorry that I just talked so much.
No, please don't be sorry for any piece of that at all.
So
and I can just say that being quiet is just listening to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
For it. Yeah, it's not like there's nothing you need to be sorry about at all for any of that.
Thank you, guys. And it's just, this is really cool. I'm really happy to be able to do this right now. Thank all of you. And I played this. I played it for my girlfriend. I had a couple of friends over last night. I played it one time. I got through it well without messing up. I might mess up. This is ostensibly one of the first times I've ever played it to anybody.
Yeah.
But, wish I could write it down, but I'm tired, I'm always so tired. Wish I could write it down, but I'm tired. Life feels so far away from me. Life feels so far away from me. A quotient of sum, a product, something I never thought of. Make the sides balance out for the time being. Feels like swimming in syrup. I don't know I can endure this. Not sure it matters now. Anyway, the oven is making my eyes burn. I can't wait till it's my turn. I sure didn't take that the wrong way. At the logs tend not to end well, and you'd be underwhelmed. At least you would make the most out of it. Make the most out of it. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. I guess that you do too. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. I like to leave the party right before it gets stale. And I guess that you did too. A quotient, a sum, a product, something I never thought would make the side balance out. For the time being, feels like swimming in syrup. Don't know I can endure this, not sure that it matters now. Anyway, the oven is making my eyes burn. I can't wait till it's my turn, not sure that it matters now. Anyway, analogs tend not to work well. I think you'd be underwhelmed. Make the most out of it. Make the most out of it. Make the most out of it. The party shark has laser eyes. He'll fuck you up. He'll vaporize your soul. Laser eyes, he'll fuck you up, he'll vaporize your soul. The party shark has laser eyes, he'll fuck you up, he'll vaporize your soul. The party shark has laser eyes, he'll fuck you up, he'll vaporize your soul. The party shark has laser eyes, he'll fuck you up, he'll vaporize your soul. Party shark has laser eyes, he'll fuck you up, he'll vaporize your soul. Life feels so far away from me. Thank you. I don't know if people are muted. I couldn't hear anything, but
No, I was muted. I think I think I had people. I think I have everybody muted for the sake of like facilitating this in a less chaotic way. So but I had me muted so I could just listen to you. Fucking great. And also like I want to make sure I use this time well. So the first thing I want to say is there's the song, but I also just want to take a minute as a human being and say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss is like so shitty. There's like nothing, that's what we say because I don't think we've come up with a better thing to say yet. It's supposed to be some all-encompassing. Really all it means is like, it's like you sit with someone and you like say like, I see you, I feel you. And that's it, you know, like I wish I had something better to say. I wish you weren't going through what you're going through. And I appreciate you sharing it with us. There's nothing to be sorry about being real, in my estimation. I also appreciate you sharing the painting with us because then you kind of blew my mind when the fucking painting showed up at the end of the song. I was like, holy shit. It was like The Usual Suspects or something. So that was great. But yeah, and also I just want to say very quickly, I'm grateful that song of mine could play any fractional part at any moment in that process for you of just connecting to humanity, and other people have experienced a version of what you're experiencing, because I feel like there is some usefulness in that for me to just be reminded I'm the only one to go through it, whatever I go through, the way I go through it, but we all go through versions of it, stuff. And so I'm grateful that you shared that with me. I will talk to you briefly about the song, but I wanted to just talk to you about the human shit, because that's important. I thought that the song, and I hope you don't take this, I thought the song was like super fun. And so the fact that what is really, it wasn't fun without teeth. It wasn't fun without sharpness. It wasn't fun without points where I could, like, oh yeah, there's pain in there. But also there was humor at points. I thought the cyclical way you brought that thing back at the end, there was something about that was its own kind of like hypnotic thing. There were people I could think of, the analogs that remind me of that kind of like repetition of a phrase in a way that almost makes the phrase turn into rubber. Like every time you said it, it felt a little different, and I feel like I really like that in songwriting. I also just made me think about what I thought was so promising about that when you talked about how going to songwriting, and then to even like, I'm going to make some creative expression I've never painted in my life. I'm going to paint. I'm in pain. These things are there for me when I'm in pain, or I'm in confusion, or I'm in I'm disrupted by what I'm going through. And these are tools. The fact that you can go to a song and that in the expression of the song, you could have these moments that were like visceral, but also have these moments that were like psychedelic and a little funny. And these moments that were like, also moments where you're like talking yourself through your experience a little bit. It just reminded me that I don't think songwriting for me, I can't be like the only therapy. I need other help too, but it is therapy. It absolutely is therapy. And it is a place that I go to help make sense of myself to myself, and to help make sense of the fucking unanswerable nature of being alive 3 minutes at a time to myself. And sometimes that's like hairpin turns in tone from like howling pain to like Party Shark's gonna vaporize your soul. Like and also those things are kind of the same thing in a weird way. They're like they're connected. To me they are. Like I also wanted to say structurally, I liked the way your phrasing moved around when you moved from verse to chorus, that the chorus was the verses were a little more spaced out phrasing wise, lyrically. I know I'm just talking structurally for a minute. And then that the choruses were a little denser, like that the choruses had a little bit more of this, like the words were kind of like piling on in this way that was like locomotive. I think that was an interesting shift. And there was a chord change in the chorus that was neat too, with respect to like how the verses established themselves. Yeah. I just wanted to also tell you, like, thank you for all of you are brave fucking people. So thank you for your particular iteration of that, like standing up and it actually made me take like a deep breath, like standing up and like letting yourself sharing what you're going through, and then letting yourself go where you went with your vocal dynamic in that performance. It's not easy, man. That's fucking vulnerable. There's a part of that I know for me, every time I raise my voice anywhere, I'm like, they're all gonna laugh at you, and so I just, that's it. And if I had something better to say, then I'm sorry for your loss, I would. But you know what I mean when I say it.
I think the going where I went vocally at the end, it's like that's your fault. So that's because. I mean, just in terms of like giving me the confidence to do that comes from how much I enjoy watching you do that. So
I've been stealing it from the same person since I was 12 years old, and I'll never sound as cool as he does when he does it. But, he's also been dead for 25 years, so that's
It's tough because like there aren't a lot of people there aren't a lot of people in my life that understand, I guess, just on a very basic level that like that is music that certain people really, really enjoy.
Well, I think that's because, and then for me, it's because the number of people who've done it poorly
Yeah.
far outranges for me the number of people who've done it well. But the people who've done it well,
Uh-huh.
I remember there was a story about when the guys from Sub Pop saw Nirvana play.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, I don't know that the songs are there yet, but that guy was just screaming at the top of his lungs in pitch.
Uh-huh.
It was like it was like the sludgy Beatles, and the guy was like yelling at the top of his lungs like a hardcore singer, but the melodies were there.
Yeah.
And that's fucking incredible. Also, that was probably not a prescriptive way for him to sing deep. I wonder what his voice would have sounded like at 35, because by 27 it was already. I decided I could use that every once in a while, but I can't use it all the time.
Well, you do. I always think about how do you do Brother's Blood every night when you're on tour. That's
with like, I don't know, chewing gum and glue or something. Somehow it stays together most of the time. But I also wonder if I will be able to be doing that as I near 50 every night on tour. But right now I'll just take a show given the global pandemic, right, let alone a tour.
So
do you feel all right about this?
I feel awesome. If at the very least, all it was just an amazing hour in the middle of a really, really tough time in life, and that's awesome.